Hi everybody, I'm Victoria and I'm just going to be showing you a quick tutorial of how to use Guesstimate, which is a web-based spreadsheet which is really focused on making models where you have uncertainty about the values of some of those cells. So as soon as you load up Guesstimate, you'll see this screen and we can just double click anywhere to create what they call a metric, which is just a cell in the spreadsheet, and we can give it any name we like, and then we can attribute it a value, and this can either be just a single value or it can be a range, so say from 10 to 100. And then it's going to automatically assume that this is a log normal distribution here, but we can set it to be a normal distribution or a uniform distribution, and it'll just adjust accordingly, and we can obviously edit that afterwards once we're done. So what I'll be doing in this flowchart, in this tutorial, is just going through probably the canonical example in EA, where we're going to just attempt to do a return on investment estimate for a grant for malaria bed nets. So if we start by just assuming that our value of life is $5,000 and that the cost of grant is $200,000, and then that they have about 50,000 of overhead, so the amount that's going to actually get spent on bed nets is 150,000, and then the cost per bed net we can say is about $5. So then the number of bed nets given out is just going to be equal to the amount that we have to spend. So if we click here, we can set these values to be equal to any of the other ones, either by typing this code in or by just clicking on them. And then we can do basic mathematical operations like in any spreadsheet. And one nice feature is if you can grab the middle of it, you can drag this around so you can see those arrows a little bit more clearly. So we're going to hand out 30,000 bed nets with this program, assuming based on these assumptions. And then we can say how many malaria deaths are we going to actually avert. And you've looked at the research, you're not quite sure, so you're going to say it's somewhere between 0.01 to 0.012, say. And again, it's assumed a log normal, but if we change this to a normal distribution, so this is roughly how much we think we're going to save per bed net. So then we can work out how many lives we think this grant's going to save, just by saying it's the number of bed nets that we've got times the number of lives saved per bed net. And as you can see, because this is a normal distribution here, we've also got a normal distribution here. And this will be randomly generated, so it may vary slightly time from time. So we can then say, what's our return on investment in dollars per life, and we can set that equal to the number of dollars divided by the numbers of lives saved. So as you can see, it's on average 1,200, or the median is 1,200, I think, and then it's got a range of $450 to $5,000 per life. So then we can say, as one final thing, do we think this grant is good value? And we can do that by adding an if statement. So if we add another thing, another cell here, and we say, is this good value? We can say that's equal to if our value of life is less than our return on investment. So that's the if mark here, then return 0. And if it isn't, return 100. And then it'll average it out. And we're saying we're 97% sure that this is a good investment and that you're going to get better than $5,000 per life saved. So I think that covers everything. It's a really useful tool for building models of this kind, and because you can move around the different sections very easily, it's very easy to then adjust after the fact if you wanted to add more, if you wanted to improve this model and complexify it a little, make it a bit more sophisticated. This is a very simple model. You can do that, and it's very easy at a quick glance to see how this model is working. Thanks very much.